Hello friends, welcome to Department of Plant Pathology, KDSP Agriculture College Nasik. In previous lecture, we have studied bacterial blight of cotton or angular leaf spot of cotton, its causal organism, symptomatology and its management. In today's lecture, we will see wilt disease of cotton, that means Fusarium wilt of cotton. There are two types of wilt in cotton. The most important wilt is Fusarium wilt of cotton. This wilt caused due to Fusarium oxysporum forma specialis vaccinificum. This is one of the fungal disease, and in India it was first reported from Nagpur by Evans in 1908. It comes under phylum Ascomycota, class Sororomycetes, order Hypocrials, and family Nectariaceae, and genus is Fusarium. You can see the symptoms of this disease. The disease affect all the crop stages. The earliest symptoms appears on seedlings in the cotyledons, which turns yellow and then brown. The base of the stem shows brown ring followed by wilting and drying of the seedlings. In young and grown-up plants, the first symptom is yellowing of edges of leaves, and around that edges, the veins, that is discoloration of veins, it causes, and it starts from margin and spreads to the midrib. So these are particular symptoms of this wilt disease. The leaves lose their turgidity, gradually turn yellow, drooping of leaves, and finally all leaves and balls will drop down due to the infection of this Fusarium. Symptoms starts from the older leaves at the base, followed by younger ones toward the top, finally involving the branches and the whole plant. The defoliation or wilting may be complete, leaving the stem alone standing in the field. Sometimes partial wilting will also occurs, where in only one portion of the plant is affected, the others were remaining free. The taproot is usually stunted with less abundant laterals. These are major symptoms. Browning or blackening of vascular tissues is the other important symptom of this Fusarium wilt. You can easily identify the Fusarium infection by taking the cut into the stem. You will see there is a blackening of vascular tissues. That means the xylem tissues were black due to the blockage of the chlamydospore inside the xylem vessel. In severe cases, discoloration may extend throughout the plant, starting from the roots, extending to the stem, leaves, and even balls also. In transverse section, discolored ring is seen in woody tissues of the stem. The plants affected later in the season are stunted with fewer balls, which are very small and open prematurely. So these are the yield contributing characters of cotton, and it affects directly all the balls, and similarly the balls are prematurely open or maybe shrunken due to the infection of this Fusarium oxysporum. The fungus produces three types of spores, that means Macroconidia are 1 to 5 septate, hyaline, thin walled, falcate with tapering ends. The Macroconidia are hyaline, thin walled, spherical or elliptical, single or two celled, and the third one is chlamydospores. These are serving as a resting spore, and these are dark colored with thick wall. This fungus also produces vivotoxin, fusaric acid, which is partially responsible for wilting of the same. The soil temperature, that is 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, hot and dry periods followed by rains, heavy black soils with an alkaline reaction, increased dosage of nitrogenous fertilizer and phosphatic fertilizers, soil amendments with manganese, and wounds caused by nematodes and other grubs of ash weevils. These are some favorable conditions responsible for spread and chances of this disease. If you see the disease cycle, this fungus can survive in the soil as a saprophyte for several years in the form of chlamydospore or as a resting spores. The pathogen is both externally and internally seed-borne. The primary source of infection is always dormant hyphae and the chlamydospore which were present inside the soil, and the secondary spread is through conidia and chlamydospore which are disseminated by irrigation water. Now the most important point comes, that is management of fusarium wilt. For that we have to apply all integrated disease management practices. In that, treat the seed with carboxin or chlorothalonil at 4 gram per kg or carbendazim at 4 gram per kg is found effective, as we have seen this is externally and internally seed-borne disease, so that if we do the seed treatment with certain fungicides, it will minimize the initial inoculum or the primary inoculum. Then remove and burn the infected plants debris in the soil after deep summer plowing. It helps to break the life cycle of the pathogen, or also helps to control chlamydospore which were present inside the soil. Apply increased doses of potash with a balanced dose of nitrogenous fertilizer and phosphatic fertilizers. Then we have to apply Trichoderma viride by mixing with farmyard manure at the rate of 2 gram in 50 kg of farmyard manure, and it should be sprayed before planting. Then apply heavy doses of FYM or organic manures at rate 10 tons per hectare. Then mixed cropping should be followed to break the resistance of this pathogen. Mixed cropping should be done with non-host plants to temperature below 20 degrees Celsius by providing shades. Then soil amendment with zinc is somewhat how effective against this disease, and if possible there are so many recommended varieties that are resistant to this cotton wilt. Such varieties should be used for sowing purpose. Thanks for watching this video. In next lecture we will see root rot of cotton.